Good evening. I'm Jan Kowalski McDonald with Greenslate I Incorporated, and tonight I'm going to be telling you a little bit about myself as a candidate in this election cycle. Now, this is a live interactive show on cantv.org, CanTV Channel 21. We're also streaming online at cantv.org/hotline. And tonight we're going to be finding out more about me as a candidate for the office of the Cook County Clerk in the March 20th gubernatorial primary election. And for the next 25 minutes, you're more than welcome to join in call the number at the bottom of your screen with any comments, questions, or concerns you might have. Now, I'm brought to you by Greenslate I Incorporated. Greenslate is designed to assist ex-convicts. They have any number of programs, including Feeding the Families of Inglewood. They also have reentry programs. They have a children's camp called Kirby's Kids Camp. And last but not least, my favorite, they have a program that's qualified through the Circuit Court of Cook County for community service hours. So if you have any community service hours that you need to fulfill, please call in and our technician will give you the contact information for Greenslate I. And let me show it to you here. There's Greenslate I Incorporated. The founder is Ziff Sistrunk. You can reach him at 217-600-1846. And the website is greenslateinstituteforjustice.weebly.com. And their email is greenslateinstituteforjustice@gmail.com. Now, some of our viewers might already know me. I'm Jan Kowalski McDonald. And that's kind of a difficult name. So there it is, Kowalski, and I've got the golden arches there. And of course, that is a Polish surname. So I've kind of tried to make a series of slides here to make it easier for you to remember my name. So bear with me. There's my piece of coal. And next we have this beautiful brick wall, followed by some skis. So when you put the coal, the wall, and the skis together, you get here, there's my little friend. He's a koala on skis. And of course that's because my name is Kowalski. Now some of you are going to be tempted to call me Kawasaki, but no. It's not Kawasaki, and it's not Kowalewski either. It's Kowalski, and here you go. Here's my friend the koala, and he's 100% qualified. So if you want to remember Kowalski, just think of my little friend the koala, qualified, Kowalski, and my little coal with the wall on the skis. Now, I'm running this election cycle for the office of the Cook County Clerk. Back in December, I submitted my nominating petition to the Cook County Clerk's office to run for the office of Cook County Clerk. And let me back up. On September 5th, I started circulating my petition, and I'm sure you people remember in the fall, all of us annoying people running around on clipboards asking you to sign. So I was able to get over 22,000 signatures on my petition. And of course, to be eligible to have your name placed on the ballot, you need 8,236. So I thought I was in good standing because I had 22,000 and I only needed 8,000. Unfortunately, ever since December 4th, when I submitted my petition to the clerk's office, it's been an uphill battle since then. It doesn't matter how many signatures you have. From December 4th up until today, I'm still fighting to get my name on the ballot. So if you go to vote today at early voting, one of the early voting sites in the city or suburban locations, you will see my name on the ballot. It's punch 75. I'm 75, Jan Kowalski McDonald, punch 75. But they're also going to be giving you a piece of paper that says if you vote for Jan Kowalski McDonald, your vote's not going to be counted. And that's as of today. As I sit here today, I'm still waiting for the Illinois Appellate Court to determine whether my name is going to appear on the ballot for good, as opposed to right now they're giving you, it's on the ballot sheets, on the screens, but they're giving you the paper saying that they're not going to count the ballots. But I'm going to ask you, if you want to go and do early voting today or up until next Tuesday, please vote for number 75, Jan Kowalski McDonald. Even if I'm not on the ballot, and even if the Cook County Officers Electoral Board is successful in removing my name from the ballot, I think it's important that we send a message to the Cook County Electoral Board. Right now, if they are successful in knocking my name off the ballot, there will only be one name on the ballot. I just want to let you have that sink in for a second. If they're eligible to remove my name from the ballot, there will only be one name remaining on the ballot. So in other words, if they knock me off, you're stuck with the other lady who they didn't knock off. Unfortunately, this other lady is Karen Yarborough. She's our current recorder of deeds. And let me tell you a little bit about my challenger here, my opponent. During her tenure as the Cook County Recorder of Deeds, she created what I call the Deed Police. Now, it's not like the Sting in the police, and it's not the Dream Police, it's the Deed Police. And I'm sure you're saying, Jan, what is a Deed Police? I never heard of a Deed Police. Well, Ms. Yarborough trumps her fraud unit. Well, let me tell you about the fraud unit. Apparently, she, along with some friend who's a legislator, talked the legislature into passing a law that enables the Cook County Recorder of Deed to prosecute fraudulent deeds. Now, let me tell you why this is a waste of taxpayer money. It's not as though somebody hooked your house up to a trailer hitch and dragged it off. It's not that kind of deed police. Instead, what this branch, newly created branch here does is essentially scrutinizes documents and then prosecutes people. This is a complete waste of taxpayer money. If you suspect that there's a fraudulent deed that's been filed relating to your house, by all means, contact an attorney. Contact the police if someone has moved into your house. But we have avenues for doing this. And additionally, if you think it's a widespread pattern, you can contact the Attorney General's office. But we do not need to spend Cook County taxpayers' money on a deed police unit. It's a complete waste of time and money. And I don't know about you, but I am sick and tired of paying. I'm sick and tired of having the tax man's hand in my pocket. Every time I go to the store, would you like a plastic bag? Well, I would like a plastic bag because I'm buying $100 worth of groceries. But you know what? I don't want to pay even 7 cents. I'm already paying through sales taxes. Really? I buy a dollar soda and I end up paying $1.12? How do they get away with that? So, and then if I want a bag for it, I end up paying $1.20. Really, the soda's only $1. Come on, people. So I'm sick and tired of having the tax man's hand in my pocket. Completely fed up. So I said to myself, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to run for office. So I did. Back in December 4th, I submitted my petition. Now, ever since then, they've been putting me through a lot of shenanigans. One day I'm on the ballot, the other day I'm off the ballot. So I honestly, as I sit here today, I still don't know whether I'm officially going to be retained on the ballot for the March 20th primary. But you know what? Even if I'm not and they're eligible to knock me off, I still want you to vote for me because we need to send a message to these crooks. Number one, you can't knock people off the ballot. We're voters. We want a choice. A ballot of one is no choice whatsoever. We want a choice in who our elected officials are. You know what? Even if you don't like me, that's even more time tested. Essentially nowadays, we don't vote for the politicians we like. Instead, we vote for the politician that we least dislike. So to the extent that people want to dislike me, please, then don't vote for me. But you know what? At least you have a choice at the ballot box. It reminds me of back in Soviet-style democracy. Oh, sure, comrade, you can go vote, but there's only one name on the ballot. Well, what kind of system is that? It's not a very good one, and it's not democratic. And that's why I'm asking you, even if they knock me off the ballot, to vote for me. That's the only way to send them a message that we want a choice of our elected officials. We don't want you bouncing people off the ballot. The state legislature suggests that people are going to be confused if there's too many names on the ballot. Well, let me tell you, the ballot as it stands now is how many pages long? How many judges are on there? How many elected officials are on there? There's an awful lot of parties on there. I think the voters can easily pick between 2 names. Let's at least have 2 names on that ballot, shall we? Is that fair? You know, it's not for me. It's for the voters of Cook County. You deserve a choice in your elected officials. Let me tell you, the Recorder of Deeds office also has a branch of the Recorder of Deeds that also handles military IDs. Let me just let that sink in half a second here. Why does the Recorder of Deeds have a branch devoted to military identification cards? Let me tell you, that's because the person who's in charge of the Recorder of Deeds is completely misguided on what her mission is. As the Recorder of Deeds, her sole job is to anybody. What do you think the Recorder of Deeds should be doing? Person over there. There you go. Yes, you're absolutely right. The Recorder of Deeds should be recording deeds. We don't need a military. Oh, hi. Do we have a caller? Caller, do you have a comment or question? Caller?
Yes. Yes.
Hi.
I wanted to make a couple of points. One, with regard to what motivated you to run for office, with all due respect, the notion that I'm going to walk into a grocery store and spend $75, $100, $150, and I'm going to be miffed because they charge me an extra quarter for 4 plastic bags, that's going to somehow, be some burdensome.
You're right. If that were to happen only one time and it's only a quarter, but every single time it's a tax by virtue of just breathing the air in Cook County. Did you also hear that they're
Right,
considering taxing people for the right to drive on the expressway? The tax and spend politicians
yes, it's
have
called
to be
tolls. Those are
stopped.
called tolls. Those are called tolls. Yes, in order to have roads, it actually costs money to preserve those roads. And in fact, it's a great system with regard to what's being proposed. If you want to pay more money to drive home in an express lane, you should be able to pay that money. If you don't want to, there's another lane for you. You can sit in traffic if you like. I think that's a great free market solution.
Yes,
But the idea
I
that
absolutely
somehow,
agree, but there have to be free expressways as well too, and free
and
streets.
yeah, and that's why no one's talking about doing away with the free expressway. With regard to tolls, we all pay tolls because, again, there aren't magic fairies that fix our roads and build them. Those have to be paid for somehow. And
Exactly.
lastly,
That's why we have sales taxes and that's why we have property taxes.
wait. Property taxes and sales taxes do not pay for roads. Let's be clear about how roads get paid for, especially interstate. So let's talk about what funds what. You're sort of conflating things that have nothing to do with each other. When I go in and I buy a candy bar in Cook County, none of those tax dollars go to pay for the interstate that I get on later that night.
That's
So
true. You're absolutely right. But to the extent that you're
and
driving on a non-tollway, it goes to the general revenue fund. And yes,
but that's not what you were talking about. And nobody forces you to pay any tolls on a non-tollway road. When I'm taking a side street or Green Bay Road, there's no toll there.
yes. But if you want to be on the Kennedy, perhaps they're going to put a toll on there too.
Kennedy has
Or
nothing
the
to do with
Eisenhower, or the
sales taxes.
Stevenson, or the Dan Ryan.
That has nothing to do with sales taxes.
That's true. It's just another stream of revenue.
Right, exactly. So let's be fair. Talk about what revenue goes to what. And lastly, in terms of taxing sugary drinks and so forth, the Cook County's largest expenditure is health care with regard to social welfare programs.
You're
And
right. I think the number one highest paid person on the Cook County payroll is the director of the Cook County Hospital.
yes, how crazy would it be that we actually get somebody who's qualified and pay them a competitive wage as compared to the private sector to manage something as
I
large
don't know
as
that they
health
get paid $500,000. Is that competitive enough for you? How many of my
care.
7-cent bags do I have to pay for that?
Well, how many do you think end up going in the hands of private sector employees? If you want people who are as good as the private sector has to offer, that job pays millions of dollars in the private sector to manage something as large as Cook County's healthcare system.
That's
Yet,
true, but I don't know how many doctors make $500,000 a year. I don't think they all do, sir.
you think that a lot of you think that we're not talking about being a doctor. We're talking about administering a giant health.
Exactly, you're absolutely
And you
right.
think that $500,000 is a lot for that? That's what a 25-year-old makes on Wall Street. So, I certainly
Well,
think we
I
need to
don't
be
make what the 25-year-old on Wall Street makes. I don't make $500,000 a year. And when you start breaking it down to $500,000 for 365 days of work, what is that, $1,000 a day? Actually, it's more than that. I think they're
right
adequately compensated. What's
right.
that, $500 an hour? Oh,
Because
I'm sorry, we have
not so
another
much
caller? Caller, do you have a comment or question? Caller?
Yes, Miss Kowalski.
Oh, hi, Ray. How are you tonight?
Fine. The gentleman that just called, he's right. He's right. But you know what? He goes about it the wrong way. Listen, you're just starting. David has been in there 117 years.
Seven terms, Ray. Absolutely right.
Yeah,
7 terms.
Well, I'm 70 years old, and I'm sure, that he's been in there at least 50. But anyway, what gets to me is all these people that call in are David Orr people. Otherwise, they would be giving you a hard time.
Oh, no, I welcome it. That's the foundation of democracy. The idea that you can exchange ideas and disagree without pulling out a gun.
Yes, listen. There's ways to do it, though. You get on TV, I've been talking to all my family, my friends, everybody about you, Mr. Kowalski. I'm 70 years old, so I have extended family, extended friends. And they're all, I don't know about them all. I've talked to most of them. So hopefully, they're going to go free, which I'm almost positive of. But you know what? How about this 7-cent bag or whatever it is? How about the people that are, that are old, poor, on welfare, on food stamps? They can't afford to pay 7 cents or 25 cents for a plastic bag. That guy says, well, you should be able to pay 25 to buy $150 worth of groceries. That's crazy.
It's not so much the 7 cents, it's more of the principle of it, because I'm sick and tired of being taxed to death, Ray. Just sick and tired of it. My salary doesn't raise. Just because they raise taxes doesn't mean I'm making more money.
How do you feel the people on welfare, that don't have much money? They feel the burn every day. They have to go to the store. So we got to stop all of that stuff about blaming each other. We got to get behind a candidate that's going to change everything. Like I told you before, like my dad told me, don't ever elect a honest man, because the next day you're going to have his hand in your pocket.
Well, don't tell me that, Ray, because I'm honest, and I'd like for you to vote for me.
No. Wait. Oh, no, there are, what dad always says, there are plenty of exceptions, but you know the ones, and we sure do. And they're all from Chicago. Sorry. But,
let me tell you about this. What do you think about the current recorder of deeds taking Cook County taxpayers' money and taking it to do a team building meeting, but having the team building meeting at the Grand Geneva in Wisconsin? Do you think that's a good use of Cook County taxpayer money?
Well, I'll tell you what. These people don't run for nothing. They work for perks. They get a few bucks, and then they're quiet. Oh, what do you want? Turn around and open the pocket. We'll put that until all tomorrow. That's how these people work. You know that. So whatever you do, stop all the people and you in, and I'll go down there. I'm 70 years old, and I'm going to go down there in March.
On March 20th, or else you could do early voting too. You could go to one of your polling places. There are early voting locations, and if you need some, you can call the Cook County Clerk's office if you're in suburban Cook County, or of course the Chicago Board of Election Commissioners. Do we have another caller? Caller?
You sure do, Mrs. Kowalski.
Hi, Paula. How are you tonight?
I'm okay. How are you, honey? You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Next week you're going to be here, right?
Right. You keep reading my texts. Yes, I'm looking at that empty seat. Yes, I am.
Yep.
Anyhow, so they knocked you off the ballot, huh?
Technically, as of today, my name still is on it, but they're going to give you the piece of paper that says that they're not going to count my votes.
Okay, so it ain't over yet. You're still
no, it's not yet.
Until the
not
20th.
Yet. I'm still waiting for the Illinois Appellate Court to rule.
That's good. Let me tell you something, Mrs. Kowalski.
I'm all ears.
We got plenty of money in this city. We got plenty of people, all kinds of attorney generals, governors, aldermen. Everybody's got the money. The taxes on the bags, like you're talking about the new taxes on the Kennedy Expressway. Those tollways been on these streets for years. That's a big revenue, just the tollways alone, let alone the charge for a tax. We don't have no control over these people. The only control we got is to go and vote and hope to God we get a new governor, a new attorney general, and a couple of other new people in there.
Cook County Board President.
CAN TV is awfully nice to let these politicians come in here on our screen, on our little show, and give us their spiel, and because they're too cheap to pay for a commercial. It's okay. But
Wait,
half of them,
I'm one of the working poor. This is my commercial, Paula.
well, honey, you're rich within your heart. You're rich within your heart. If they ever gave you a chance, they never want to give the good guys a chance. They're all crooks in there. You know it. I know it. My husband knows it. Ray on TV knows it. James knows it. This has been the crookedest town. Look at the prohibition way back in the old days. Poor Al Capone trying to make everybody happy. He didn't pay his taxes.
Didn't pay his
He went
taxes,
to
there you
jail
go.
for tax evasion. Guess what? He dies 2 years later. Prohibition's over. He could have been the biggest brewer in the world. They wanted the taxes. I wonder if these people that are running for Attorney General, all the new judges coming in, I wonder how their taxes are. I wonder if they got to pay $1.07 for a plastic bag. I wonder if they got to pay extra on their, all of a sudden my light bill is $200. What do we do? The only thing we could do is pray. Like James says, God is good, God is
You have to
watching.
pray.
You
Whatever
keep
your
your
faith.
head up. You keep your head up. You keep your hat in the ring, because they're afraid of people like you. That's why they only got 2 people on there. And maybe tonight with people, maybe somebody in the government is listening, eating a little Debbie snack cake, Mr. Governor, or the mayor or somebody. We'll see. Give Kowalski a chance.
Put her back on the ballot.
Put her back on the ballot and let her see what she can do. Maybe someday she could be the governor.
Well, let me tell you what, Paula, for me, the Cook County clerk is the most important job in Cook County.
I know, sweetheart.
Well,
and
for
you
me,
can
let me
do
tell you
it.
why. It's because the Cook County clerk is responsible for counting the ballots.
Oh, I know you like that.
Well, they talk about the machine, right? The machine in Chicago,
Right.
Cook County.
Back
The
in the
machine
day,
is the voting machine.
Back in the day, they called it stuffing the machine.
You
They
know,
used to
I
stuff
strongly
the
suspect,
machine.
I don't know if you were here when I had the voting lady on the show.
Yes.
She's telling everybody go to paper ballots because, they can't shred those.
Where did she go? She never came back on TV that
She
way.
is busy swamped because with voting coming up on Tuesday, what they do is they're actually getting poll watchers out there.
They certainly are. We
Certainly
got 'em
do.
over here
You're
at
not
the
sneaking
41st
sunrise
Ward.
past this rooster. No way.
I'm still going to vote for you, number 75, on March 20th, Jan Kowalski.
McDonald.
And if your name isn't on that ballot, I'm going to write it with my own pen.
I don't
No.
know. I don't think there's a room for writing, but by all means,
Well,
go
I'll do
ahead.
something.
Oh,
I gotta
and
make
Paul,
it
as long
fit.
as I got your ear here, my friend, he's Frank Avila. He's running as a write-in candidate for the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District.
Yeah.
MWRD. For the 2-year term.
MWRD.
But you got to
I got
write
him.
in Frank Avila. Avila.
I
Great
got
guy.
him.
Paula, I don't
got
even think I told you that my dad, growing up, was an engineer with, back then we called it the MSD, the Metropolitan Sanitary District. Nowadays, it's the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago. I kind of like MSD better than MWRD. But my dad was a supervising engineer, and he actually built a portion of the deep tunnel project in Stickney and at O'Hare.
Wow.
One of my earliest memories is going to visit Daddy at work, and there I am, mind you, I'm in the 1970s here.
Okay.
And I'm going down in the
okay.
deep tunnel, and they're lowering me down in a bucket with a crane. Back then they didn't have elevators. It's a bucket on a crane, and they're lowering me. I'm like, 8 or 9, going to visit Daddy at work, and I'm wearing a pink dress, like a bright pink dress.
Oh, my
And they're
God.
lowering me into this dirt-filled hole, huge, gigantic. I've
Oh.
never seen a hole this big.
So you're used to, can you still hear me?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. So you're used to getting your hands dirty, aren't you?
I'm not afraid of getting my hands dirty. I'm a hard worker.
You got some big cojones there, Kowalski. Let me tell you, there's a lot to be fought. This city is going to have. Listen, they had the Captain Chief on. I don't even remember his name. He was on with the Reverend last week. The
Yeah?
guy with the big star.
What do you think about that?
Well, he seemed to have liked me pretty much, because I hit everything pretty much on the head as far as where all the drugs and the shootings off the freeways
Yeah, it's
slash pay your
terrible.
taxes. A lot of the shootings are coming off the freeways because the people from the suburbs are coming to the city to get the drugs. Then they get back on the freeway, and Raul and Pedro are fighting and shooting, and there goes shootings on the freeway. He liked that idea.
Yeah, I happen to agree with you. Are you still there, Paula? Did I lose you? Oh, I think we lost you. Do we have another caller?
You know, it's getting too late, but listen,
Oh,
I
hi,
agree.
Ray.
I agree with the first caller's name is Steve. I don't mind paying my taxes.
No, I'm not talking about evading taxes. No.
Hold on, let me
I'm just saying
finish.
it's too much.
All right, listen, I don't even care about that. If, like he said, I'm not walking out the store without some bags. If I buy a couple of items, I want a bag. If it's a tax on the street for me to drive, I spend a lot of money for my car.
That's
I
right.
won't care. I'm going to pay the taxes. But you're losing the whole ideal of this.
What, Ray?
Taxes going to be here. Just do the right thing with our taxes. That's the most important thing. But paying
Exactly.
the taxes, I don't mind
Taxes
paying
and
my
death, right?
taxes.
The two universal constants. I happen to agree with you. And that's why these tax and spend politicians that take our hard-earned tax money and go to have parties up in Wisconsin don't sit right with me, Ray. It just doesn't.
All right, well, again, I totally agree. We need taxes. Just do the right thing with our taxes.
Well,
Thanks
the
for
other thing
taking
is,
the call.
Ray, Ray, hold on. Let me just tell you that my taxes went up too. I was paying $5,000 a year for my little house in the suburbs, and all of a sudden they went up to $7,500. And mind you, my roads didn't get better, my schools didn't get better, and I didn't do anything to my house. And
Well,
the question
again, you
is,
know,
right, especially when you're on fixed income.
I totally agree with you. I have some income property, and those taxes are just going crazy. But what do I supposed to do? Sell or keep? I want to keep my
but
property.
at the same time, what do I got to get a second job?
No, I don't work at all. I don't want to work.
I
I'm
know
not
you're
looking for a
77.
job.
You're actively retired.
Yes, I've been retired. I
That's
retired
right.
when I
You
was
did your fair
44
share.
years old. I retired when I was 44. I don't
Okay.
have no intention of working.
You must have really busted ass when you were working or retired at 44.
Well, listen, it's what people do with money. That's the problem. We all get some money. But, you know, people know how to go out and buy a pair of shoes, pay $500 for a pair of shoes, and then they talk about they don't have enough money to pay their rent. Well, see, again, listen, the most important thing, what is more important to us in our life? That's
Family.
it. Everybody has different opinions about what they should do. I want to live comfortably, and I want to take care of my family.
Healthy and family. There you go. And also prayer.
All right. You have a great day and a safe one here.
Yes, we'll do. Oh, I
right.
think we have another caller. Do we have another caller?
Yes, Mrs. Kowalski.
Yes, I lost you there, Miss Paula.
That's okay. What are you going to do? Well, God bless you. I'll vote for you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I will vote for you. I'll do the best that I can for you. You are a 100% beautiful woman. I can't wait to see you. We'll figure out everything when you come home. We'll see what happens after. Vote, vote, vote.
Yeah, punch
Kowalski,
75.
Number 75. I'll see you when I come home. Love you, Kowalski. Thank you, Ken
Paula.
TV. Bye-bye, sweetheart.
Thank you. And thank you for watching and participating in today's show. I'm Jan Kowalski McDonald with Greenslate I Incorporated, and my guest tonight has been me, and I've been telling you about why I'm running for office. And thank you for calling in and joining and participating in the show. And tonight my producer and technician has been Steve. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. And thank you all, and have a good night. And Paula, you're on next week. Bye-bye.